to go for the dish. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on. Boo. Shubba. Shimmy, shimmy. There we go. Well, damn. What are you doing to yourself there, buddy? Oh, my lord. What are you doing? You big goofball. Oh, you just want some love now, huh? Oh, you're such a sweet boy. Such a sweet dog, all you is. Look at you. Look at you. You're so sweet. Goofy little thing. Okay, cool. Streamlabs, don't fail me now. As you did earlier. Because sometimes the fact. Bull. Just a bull. Oh my good god. Really enough, that first coffee stream says it's 6 hours and 37 minutes. It's kind of funny. It certainly hasn't been going on for that long. What's up, doof? You goofy little boof. Oh yeah, what a silly little doggo. Just the silliest of things. The silliest, the silly boys, the sweetest of sweet boys. All mixed into one package. Got to love it. Got to love it. Whoa. Well, damn. That hit just hit me in the face. Hit me right in the dome. There we go. Saying a little message, buddy. It's actually something I definitely want to react to in a little bit. At least, with a funny little meme that I found. At least, meme content in the sense of, just another thing that conservatives are freaking out over. And it's actually pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Lil Nas X strikes again. And it's actually pretty good. He released, a new single. And, basically, all of, the conservatives are freaking the fuck out over it. And honestly, it's just great. It's amazing. And honestly, the song legit straight fucking slaps too, unironically. It's actually a legit really good song. So it's, yeah, at least for me, it's man, I'm not even a really big dude into rap, but I'm always been very impressed with Lil Nas X, with his production value, with his with his music in general. Honestly, it's really good. It actually is pretty fucking good. I just like how overtly expressive and kind of fruity he is. It's really awesome. I love how he just doesn't give a fuck and just loves trolling. I'm pretty sure that's how he got his start. He was just kind of known as a little Twitter troll every now and then or some shit back in the day. And he thought, what's something that I could do that, that would be pretty fun to troll people with. And so he kind of got into the rap scene a little bit by just I think initially making Longtown Road. And it's just been making little singles ever since. While still being a Twitter troll. And I just love the fuck out of it. It's just great. Dude's awesome. Especially when it comes to someone trolling the fuck out conservatives, I always love stuff like that. I mean, I always am gonna respect a motherfucker, who overtly goes out of the way to troll conservatives, especially when it's obvious that they're trying to egg on, the reaction, because I mean, the reaction that conservatives, put out is always gold. And it's over the most silliest, goofy-ass shit. And I just love it. It's great. I just, I just honestly wish that, conservatives, or at least, these, hyper anti-woke, fucking, freakazoids that, fucking have hysteria over this, would at least, change the game up a little bit, or at least look at something and be like, this is just something to bait us. Don't take this bait. This is just obviously just a way to try to troll, or something. It's if they were just to do that every now and then, and I feel like they would probably be taken at least a little bit, just a little bit more seriously. If they're nah, this is a troll, or nah, this isn't that big of a deal, or whatever the fuck. But they just can't do that. They have to fucking, go to the extra level, go to, a degree where it's just fucking whack as fuck, and, and basically, if anything, even artificially create, the hysteria. With the Alaskan Airlines situation, with, Tim Pool being a fucking weirdo about it. I mean, it's when it comes to oh, they're doing diversity hire, and it's the pilot, even though it has nothing to do with that. So it's just, I mean, in a lot of ways, they create it and artificially manifest it into existence. It's they just can't help themselves. That's why at least it gets pretty amusing to me, because they have to go so far out of the way to even to the point where they will even literally manifest and create it when it's not even there. And that's frankly fucking impressive. I mean, honestly, it takes in a weird way, kind of a creative motherfucker to incessantly, continuously go to the level that is to the level of having to create conspiracy pretty much every other day over some crazy shit. But at least with Lil Nas X, I mean, it's pretty overt that, he's trying to egg on these, conservatives, into freaking the fuck out and having more hysteria. I mean, if anything, it's actually, in my opinion, great because like it actually kind of distracts them from creating some other issue, and makes them focus on something else for a minute, even if it's albeit for a short period of time. I mean, eventually they move on and find something else, but I mean, if there's always at least something I can grant is that Lil Nas X will always be there to troll those motherfuckers. And I was actually about it was like thinking it's like what happened to him, and then this drops and it's like hey, he's just been behind the scenes working on some shit. Does he tour or anything? Because if he were to and like do like an American like U.S. tour or some shit like that, I mean I'd go to it. I mean it's not even like I said, rap isn't even my thing, but I would straight up go to a show like that. Honestly, it'd be like the one time I go to a rap concert. I think the closest I ever got to a rap show was actually with Ailstorm, funny enough. Because they have, like, kind of a funny, like, kind of a pirate rap-esque song called Tortuga. And they played it live when I saw them last year. And it's probably the closest I will ever get to, like, going to a rap show. But if Lil Nas X were to do a show, then right there. Need some food? Okay, hold on. Patient little dog. Bam. Yeah, you sniffing my face? You sniffing my face, trying to put me in my place? Oh, you go. Now you're following me. What? I lay down your food. Goofball. Man, has this dog been so spoiled that he doesn't even want the kibble? He's kind of eating it a little bit. He's like, oh, I guess I'll have to eat this. What a silly thing. What a silly. Let's see what other little things we could look at for today. At least when it comes to other things that we can look at. Then after that, we'll pull up that video I was kind of referring to. Oh shit. First 2 days here in South Africa as a court. Damn, is South Africa unironically being weirdly based? I mean, like, so at least 57 countries are backing South Africa's condemnation in Israel for genocide. Dude, South Africa, damn. Like, they were known for their fucking apartheid, and after all these years, they actually have learned, at least the current government's like, yeah, we learned that was fucked up, not good, not a good time. So, yeah, let's maybe, not let that happen again. And, well, now they're, like, kind of pushing that a little bit, I guess. And kind of telling the world, like, hey, no, we've been through this before, we've learned, now y'all need to learn. Which, I mean, yeah, they certainly need to, for one. I mean, I guess we'll get into that a little bit later. But, I mean, it's just like the continuous, constant escalation of what's going on there is just getting fucking ridiculous to me. I mean, and anyway, yeah, we'll maybe delve in that later. Not right now. Damn, dog. Yeah, it's Pops. Like, chill, you fucking goofy ass little mutt. Man.
You can bark when I'm coming into the house. When I'm coming out of the house, you pretty much know who it is.
Goofy little thing.
Okay, and wait.
Well, you disrupted him with his dinner. He was eating some food. He's get bumped away. It's kind of the tactic of Zukov when he's like in your way. You kind of have to just like bump him. You just have to like bump into him, and eventually he'll start moving. Half the time it'll be more in the way, and the other half of the time he'll actually get out of the way. I can't really get over the other night when he straight up tripped my ass. It's like I was trying to kind of pick him up, but then he got like in between my legs, and I was like, bro, and it's just fucking like kind of fell on him a little bit. I was like, dude, it's like you fucking goof. It's like, bruh. Because again, this dog is a silly, ridiculous thing, and does certainly like to be in the way of people. Even at the bar, like, you know, if I, take it for karaoke nights and stuff, like, and I have him lay down, it's in the middle of, like, the walkways. Even though, like, the usual middle, like, bar table, I'll sit at, at least sometimes. Like, right underneath, there's plenty of space for him to lay down in. But no, he doesn't want to be down underneath that. He wants to be in the middle of the way of people's walkway and just sit there, and people have to like drunkenly like step over him and shit. It's like, good gracious, man. He's a silly one. He certainly is indeed a goober. A very strong goober indeed. And honestly, depending on how the weather is, like, I might honestly leave him at home when I go to karaoke and shit for this weekend. Because I know on Saturday, like, the warmest, at least supposedly from what I was looking at and from what my friend Rip City was saying, is that it's going to be, like, 20 degrees, basically. And I'm just like, well, at night, it's probably going to be way fucking colder. So, walk my dog in that. Like, I am, especially, with his, bare little, little feet. Like, I don't want to do that. And depending on, like, how it is on for tomorrow, then, I might, but... Because he doesn't mind the snow. Like, Zukov's been in the snow, it's been totally fine. And especially if it's, like, 30 or 32, 33, like, he's fine in that. It's just, like, if it's, like, 19 or 20 degrees, like, So I don't want to do that. It's not really the snow that, worries me. I mean, he's fine, and he actually loves prancing around in it. Which is weird. It's like, if water's frozen, like, to the point where it's snow or something like that, he's totally cool with it. But, any actual water, he hates it. It's pretty silly. Like, he'll jump over puddles, too. Like, if there's, like, a puddle, on the walkway, he'll just hop over that shit, not giving a fuck. It's like, bruh. Why, dog? Why, you so weird? It's just such a little weirdo. Doggo just a weirdo. Doggo just a weirdo. Anyway, here. Might as well get into our first little clip that I wanted to get into. Lil Nas X being fucking based. Based. Where is it? There it is. There we are. There's our clip. And I'm actually kind of taking advantage of an early watch of a Mike video. Pretty sure it's going to be uploaded tomorrow. But we're watching it prior to its public release. There we go. Okay, good Streamlabs. Didn't fuck up. Keep doing that. Keep not fucking up. That's when you're awesome, Streamlabs. When you fucking get all weird at jippity-joppity, I don't like that. But, when you're not being jippity-joppity, it's cool. So, let's keep it that way. But it's kind of nice to be kind of like, a member, like, because someone gifted me a membership for Mike's channel, so you kind of get, because of that, you get access to, some videos, like, usually 12 to 24 hours before they're actually released and shit, so I dig it. Oh, I could dig it.
Old Town Road rapper Lil Nas X released a brand new single called J Christ, and the promotional material that he's put out in the lead up to the release of the single has been nothing short of incredible because he is once again trolling evangelicals to perfection, and expectedly they are taking the bait. So I'm going to show you just a few promos that he put out, followed by the reaction, his response to the reaction, and then we'll dive into the significance of the art here, because there is a lot of depth to it, but, you know, there's a lot of people who can't see past just the imagery itself and the symbolism and them being triggered, so they lash out. But let's get to what he's put out there. So he released this GIF of himself on a cross depicted as Jesus, but the cross actually transforms into a mech, which...
Dude, that is badass. Dude, bruh, you got yourself on the cross. It didn't manifest itself into a mech, dude. I mean, you know, man, like, how sad do you have to be as a Christian, especially a conservative, to be offended by this? Dude, wouldn't you want, like, you know, shouldn't that be badass? Wouldn't you want to appropriate that and be like, yeah, you know what? If Jesus was alive today, you totally would, like, make that a mech suit and fucking, you know, with the power of God on his side and, you know, just fucking, you know, be like, Jesus Mecha Christ, dude. Mecha Christ, bro. It's like, I mean, dude, like, they should, like, totally, you know, like, egg it on instead of fucking getting triggered by this, because this is awesome.
I think it's badass. He also released an image depicting himself as an angel with guns, which is very American.
Very American
image
indeed.
Of him on a cross being crucified. I believe this is the actual cover art for the single. And he also released a promotional video depicting the Stairway to Heaven, featuring parodies of celebrities like Taylor Swift and I think Ed Sheeran, Oprah, Kanye West, and also Barack Obama. So, yeah. And in the final preview leading up to the release, he shared a graphic of him being depicted as Moses parting the Red Sea. Now, this isn't an official promotion that you're looking at right now, but I would be remiss to not point out him sharing a clip of Candace Owens attacking him while his music plays. It's just, he knows exactly what to do to piss them off, and I love it. But it gets better, because he put out a TikTok that is just blatantly blasphemous with a snippet of his song playing, and we're going to take a look at that. By the way, the song was already kind of like chip-tuned by him. I had to mess with the audio more so that way this video doesn't get copyright claimed, but here's what he put out.
Damn, he fucking that shit. Oh my god, I know what he's doing. So, like, I grew up, you know, yeah, at least partially Christian to an extent with my mom, and what he's doing is, you know, basically doing everything that is blasphemous when it comes to communion. Because that's what those little plates are. Those are communion plates, and one of them has cups of wine or little shots of wine or grape juice or something. And then you have a cracker. The most stalest piece of shit cracker that, you know, has ever been manifested to man. But, you know, nonetheless, it's a cracker. And basically, you know, the idea is that you take a cracker and, you know, take the shot of wine or juice, whatever it is. It's like symbolism of, like, you're, you know, accepting the blood and flesh of Jesus Christ into your heart and shit like that. It's, you know, kind of weird because, like, does that imply that if Jesus was real, that his, like, apostles, you know, to accept him in his heart or some shit, like, cannibalized him or something? There's, like, some weird, like, kind of cannibalistic symbolism going on with that, you know, in my opinion. Or at least themes.
Now,
He's just like, oh, fuck, I'm just gonna, like, down these fucking crackers.
Evangelical, you might not know why this is so significant, but he is basically making a mockery of communion, which is a ritual in Christianity where you eat bread and wine or juice to symbolize you accepting the flesh and blood of Christ into your body, not to be confused with cannibalism. But when I was in church,
not to be confused with cannibalism,
I was taught that this is basically something that you can't do lightly. It's like a really significant thing, and if you partake in Holy Communion, you have to genuinely offer yourself to Jesus, otherwise it could backfire and you could go to hell. So him nonchalantly just...
I mean, it also kind of does depend on the Christian sect as well, because at least of mine, there was, like when I was growing up, with the church that I was with, there was kind of like this, honestly, kind of like a strange emphasis on, like, you know, redemption and like repenting and stuff like that. So even if like, let's say a kid were to like, fuck up and like, just like eat all the communion crackers or something like that. I mean, which would be considered blasphemous and, sin upon God and all this other stupid bullshit. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be like, the end all be all, basically, because all you have to do is just like forgive yourself to God and just accept Jesus in your heart and stuff like that. Because there's like, also like a holy prayer you can say as well. I mean, they kind of emphasize some shit like that. So, I mean, communion being one of them, but it's like there's definitely a lot of various different, elements, to this. So, I mean, it really isn't necessarily like the end all be all, so to speak, when it comes to like blaspheming communion, at least depending on what sect of Christianity you happen to be a part of. But and even then, like they'll still consider it a sin, hellfire, and all this other bullshit unless you repent, for that.
Fucking up a bunch of communion trays is going to offend evangelicals. But I mean, it shouldn't, because so long as they're doing it correctly, then it doesn't affect them. But of course, they got pissed. Now, somebody responded saying, "Are you serious?" with crying emojis. And he responded saying, "Now, I don't like Lil Nas X either, but y'all really gonna pretend y'all didn't want to do this shit as kids?" And he is absolutely right.
Oh my god. Y'all gonna pretend you didn't want to do this shit as kid? Dude, I mean, I kind of did, to be honest with you. Like, I remember one time, my parent, not my parents, my mom, like, went early, with one of her friends or some shit. And, like, the youth things haven't opened up yet. But if I guess for the adults in the main church that were going to be having communion that day, I decided that, like, oh, I found where those trays were, to set up once you put them out on the church or whatever the fuck. I just started like, and my mom had to stop me and be like, yo, like, hey, you're not supposed to eat those. And I was like, well, why are they out here? Aren't they snacks or something? And I also took a few things of the juice because they would give juice, for communion instead of wine. Because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there'll be like, youth in the main church too as well. So, just across the board, keeping it clean and sober and all sort of bullshit. But either way, like, I mean, they noticed that I was doing that. And they're like, you weren't supposed to have any of that, like, and I was like, well, why is it out there? Well, it's for communion and stuff. I'm like, so is it out there? So they're not snack trays? And they're like, no. Like, I mean, they didn't really like treat it like it was like the worst thing in the world because they had a bunch of shit to replace it with. Like, they had this stuff on stock. Like, I mean, it was stocked like a store with that shit. Like, they were able to replace pretty effectively and fine. Like, it was like Welch's, grape juice, and then, like, some other shit. I forgot what the crackers were. Definitely not Ritz crackers. But, I think it might honestly have been Wheat Thins or something. But either way, it's like, it really kind of does depend on the sect of the church because, like, some will treat that as like the worst sin in the world, and some, they kind of recognize it's kind of a little bullshit and don't really care.
I remember taking communion when I was like 8 or 9, not really knowing what's going on, but wanting more servings myself because I was hungry and bored in church, as kids typically are.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a broader discussion to be had here.
I mean, I wasn't completely bored, like, at least for me. I mean, because, like, at least at my church, like, the youth, they had, like, little video game stations before, like, church actually started for the kids. And, like, it would, dude, I would be, like, the fucking, at least at that time, like, a Smash Bro, like, demon, basically. And also would play Star Fox hella hardcore and shit. There's, like, a few other games I hella played on and shit, too. Like, and I know Wii was big, so I remember there being, like, Wii Sports, like, in there as well. So... I mean, there was like a lot of games, so honestly, most of the youth went to those like youth churches, frankly, mostly for that. And during summer camp, when I would talk with some of them, most of them, frankly, did not give a shit about the religion anyway. They were just like, yeah, I just do it because, some of my friends are dragged to it too, and we just kind of use it as an excuse to hang out and stuff, and that shit. And also the summer camp thing, I just do that to get away from parents sometimes. Which I'm like, fair enough. And I kind of treat it as like a get away from the parents for a little bit. So, I could kind of get that.
about evangelicism and how children are taught to participate in supposedly sacred rituals while not understanding what it means, which theoretically implies that their parents could be inadvertently subjecting their own kids to eternal damnation by indoctrinating them into these substantial processes when they're too young to even understand what's going on. But
well, that's like what Christians do. Like, they want to instill that in their kids so they become obedient and loyal to not just the parents, but also to God.
Entirely different tangent for a different day. That video that he put out got him death threats. And on Twitter, he pointed out
Shocker.
the irony of them calling him evil while threatening to kill him over what he did, or saying that he should die over what he did. But I want to get to some specific responses from evangelicals because they saw all of the promotional material, and of course, they were absolutely triggered. They clutched their pearls, and that includes individuals like Ollie London, who I guess is religious now, or at least
What? Ollie London? The former trans-Korean weirdo, right-wing grifter dork? Like, what? They're Christian now? Like, that's a part of their grift now? They're like, I'm a Christian. Singing Lil Nas X mocks Jesus in a teaser for his new single, Jake Christ, as he appears in underwear, silver boots, in a clip. No, he appears in like a mecha fucking Dodexa drippy fucking badass mech suit, dude. What are you talking about? Singers previously courted outrage for promoting satanic practices, including selling Snickers containing human blood. Yeah, Montero, which by the way, that song slaps too. And I was, like I am now, like I was then. It's like, I mean, dude, fucking mad respect to Lil Nas, and fuck you, you silly prudes. Like, you've took the bait again. Lil Nas X, fucking slaying king as he is. Like, I mean, suck it up, you moralistic, prudish little sad bitches. Like, I mean, you all took the bait, and you're all fucking dumb. You're all dumb for it. You're all fucking stupid. I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ, you're all so dumb that you'll take overt bait. That, like, the eagle that is Lil Nas X and his fucking cross mech suit coming in to deck your ass once you take the bait, once it hooks. He's like, and it comes in, swoops in on that shit, and fucking, like, just fucking dismantles that shit, son. It's like, I mean, come on. I mean, give me a break. It's like, it's too fucking easy with you. It's too fucking easy with you fucking Christian, weird, moralistic prudes. It's too easy. It just is. I mean, wouldn't it be, like, I mean, it would be more funnier if it wasn't so fucking sad, honestly.
To tell on him to other evangelicals in his base. So he writes, singer Lil Nas X mocks Jesus in a teaser for his new single, J Christ, as he appears in underwear and silver boots in a video clip posted to his ex. The singer has previously courted outrage for promoting satanic practices, including selling sneakers containing human blood. So, Ollie London, of course, has to try to get some engagement off of this. I don't think he really cares, but he knows that the right-wing people in his audience will care. On top of that, MAGA pastor Sean Foyt reacted to the cover art for his single with a scripture that reads, most importantly, I want to remind you that in the last days, scoffers will come, mocking the truth and following their own desires.
Good. I mean, I'd rather enjoy the earthly desires, and enjoy what I have and, make the most of it while I can versus, fucking being hung up on this idea that there's going to be like, some sort of a afterlife or, going to heaven and having everything there. It's like, nah. Like, especially concerning the article about like, at least as it stands now, there is no concrete ability for an afterlife to even be a thing. Lest, something about quantum physics, has a breakthrough to where, like, it expands our potential understanding about these things. But as it stands now, there is, like, if anything, evidence against the idea of an afterlife. It's like there's legit more evidence to say that there is no afterlife than there is at this point. Like, I mean, so what the fuck? I mean, I'm going to hedge my bets and, make the most of it now. And follow my own desires, instead of this bullshit.
Except people have always mocked religion, and they've always said it's the end of days. So whatever.
Yeah, and that will continue to be the case until, well, religion just finally is an old idea and just goes away. It's just like, something that we study in the history books.
Rachel Wilson, a pro-patriarchy evangelical author, tweeted, "Oh, gee whiz, I'm sure this won't be as blasphemous as possible, and it probably will be, but cope."
Yeah, cope, bitch.
Now, there were some Christian rappers that even responded, like right-wing Christian MAGA rapper CCG Gray, who called it demonic, only to later
It is demonic.
encourage his followers to ignore, quote, gay demon Lil Nas X because he's
the little gay demon. Oh my god. I embrace it. Honestly, I bet Lil Nas X probably does too. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I am a little gay demon. I'm a little gay gremlin demon. What are you gonna do about it? Cope, bitch.
Publicity. Now, keep in mind.
I mean, they like half of the time when they insult like queer people or like anyone who's like blasphemous against religion, I honestly just like take that shit with fucking pride. Honestly, I'm just like, yeah, I am a gay demon. Yeah, I am this. Yeah, I am a fucking blasphemer. Yeah, I am a sodomite. What are you gonna do about it, bitch? What are you gonna do about it, bitch? It's like I don't give a fuck. I mean, it's like. To me, it's like I look at a lot of this type of shit, and I'm like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Cope. It's like cry me a little more tears so I can fill up this mug and just taste the sweet, savory saltiness of all those tears.
Said this after he took the bait himself, but nonetheless, now we should ignore him. But I mean, if Lil Nas X is doing all of this for publicity, guess what? It's working. He knows exactly what to do to trigger you. And you take the bait every single time. He knows.
And, I mean, honestly, how much you want to bet people are triggered by some shit like this? Dude, Lil Nas got fucking drip, dude. He knows how to fucking be drippy. He got the drip. I mean, it's like, he's looking like, I don't even know what, but it's awesome. I'm digging it. I like it. I'm loving it. Mick loving it. It's pretty awesome. I dig it. I really, it's like, I can kind of tell it's meant to look like a cross. Adorned in just diamonds, gems, and fucking drip. It almost kind of seems like Egyptian, like, in a way. It's like an Egyptian, like, royalty, like, gemmed out, like, chest plate or something. I don't know. I mean, that's how I interpret it, but I like it. I dig it. It's fucking awesome. Some drip.
They get clicks, and this is what artists do to promote their work. Right-wing outlets, for example, like Fox News, as well as the Daily Wire, all reported about his blasphemy, and then, hilariously enough, his responses to them being triggered went more viral than the blasphemy itself, arguably. So he responded in a couple of ways, and I want to get to how he responded, because I think that he is an S-tier troll. He was part of stan culture before becoming an actual artist himself, so I think that he's really aware of how to cleverly respond and monopolize on all of this publicity. But so he explained first and foremost in a more serious way that using religious symbolism in music is not a new phenomenon, and he's right. He says people have been recreating biblical stories for thousands of years. Everybody devout Christians when Lil Nas X walks into the room, though. Exactly. And he retweeted images of rappers like Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West wearing thorn crowns like Jesus. And it's not just hip-hop. As another magazine explains, quote, religious symbols and iconography in music are nothing new or uncommon.
I mean, it's honestly like as old as time itself when it comes to this shit. And I'm a metalhead and a punk, when it comes to like music and shit. And the amount of like religious themes, symbolism, motifs, and just like artistry and stuff like that are in metal and punk is honestly ridiculous. There's so much. Like half of the music I listen to, at one point or another, either incorporates like religious symbolism or like religious themes as either a critique or even in favor to a certain extent. Like, I mean, there's a lot of elements of music that is incorporated into like that incorporates religious symbolism. Especially when it comes to like rock, metal, punk, like rap to an extent, obviously. Like, I mean, blues, even like, I mean, there's a lot of religious symbolism in music. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's like, I mean, and sometimes, you know, you might like it, and sometimes you won't, but either way, like, you can't escape that.
1995 study of music videos on MTV showed 38% of them featured religious imagery. This phenomenon has been seen across decades and genres, from Madonna's 1989 pop song Like a Prayer, whose video depicted the singer referencing her Catholic upbringing in front of burning crosses, causing the Vatican to call for a boycott of her music. So Lil Nas X is just following in the tradition of other artists who have done the same thing. But it seems as if there's this extra layer of outrage because it's Lil Nas X. I mean, that's not to say that Madonna didn't gin up outrage or Sinead O'Connor didn't gin up outrage when attacking religion or criticizing religion. But when it comes to Lil Nas X, there's this sense that's relatively explicit from evangelicals to where they think that it's extra unacceptable because he's gay. And we kind of see this towards queer artists. So Sean Foyt, for example,
And that's like, you know, unfortunately, it's been true for quite a long time. Like, there's a Gall, which he's like a black metal artist that, if I remember, I think passed away not a while back. And then there's also a James Hetfield, who is still alive. And both of them were gay metalheads, you know, where in the early days, you know, gay acceptance just wasn't really a big thing outside of maybe like the punk communities at the time. And even in metal, like, you know, even though there was a little bit of kind of like, you know, I guess like the don't ask, don't tell type of like acceptance, it still wasn't really accepted yet. I mean, at least in some scenes they were, but not like broadly though. I mean, like I said, at least not yet. I mean, at these days, I mean, at least around here, I mean, metal is just as inclusive as punk and a lot of, you know, little music scenes around here at this point. But I guess that's just because it's Portland. But either way, like, I mean, you know, so back then it's like, you know, people like James Hetfield and a little bit later, back in like the 90s and early 2000s, like Gall, for example, they would fucking, you know, like get ostracized or discriminated, you know, just on the fact that they were gay, you know, being queer. Especially James Hetfield, because he's been, you know, around the block for way fucking longer. You know, and he, if anything, is one of the career pioneers of metal, especially when it comes to having, you know, like, you know, the leather and like, you know, kind of like, you know, the just, you know, like the leather pants, you know, being all tied up against the legs, you know, like, you know, having like, you know, collars, gauntlets, you know, things that, you know, one may, you know, think could be pertained towards like BDSM stuff, but, you know, of course, you know, at least of how James Hetfield was doing it, it wasn't at all. That's just his aesthetic. And I mean, to this day, it's still got that aesthetic. I mean, I've seen Judas Priest live, and they fucking kick ass. I mean, James still got that shit. You know, so it's just like, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, you know, like him, you know, being like one of the major pioneers of like being able to like, you know, challenge, you know, the traditional norms of like, you know, what it was considered, you know, accepted, you know, within music and different scenes and shit. And, you know, I just realized it wasn't James Hetfield. Jesus Christ, that's the guy from Metallica. It's Rob Halford. Fucking hell. Rob Halford. That's... Holy shit, my brain internally just like, wait, James Hetfield is not Judas Priest guy. Like, my brain internally just started thinking that. So, Rob Halford, that's the singer and the gay guy from Judas Priest. Rob Halford. Please change Hetfield for what I was saying from all the way back to, you know, to that. I mean, James Hetfield has been a pioneer in many ways too himself, but I mean, at least when it comes to like what I'm talking about, now Rob Halford is what I was talking about.
Individuals was attacking him for his blasphemous imagery also attacked drag queen Christian singers like Flamey Grant, because in the mind of an evangelical, you're not allowed to even dabble in Christianity or experiment with religious imagery because you don't get membership to this club if you're gay. And Lil Nas...
And too bad, so sad. I mean, there's been plenty of like, you know, queer artists and musicians who will use, you know, Christian symbolism or Christian themes and will, hey, shocker, be Christian themselves, maybe even. and will like partake in the church. Because the thing is, like, at the end of the day, like, there's no inherent there's no inherent absolute like organized broad church. It's not like the Vatican with the Catholics or with the Orthodox when it comes to like Eastern European Orthodox Christianity. Like, it just isn't the same. Like, there isn't like some overseeing church where all the sects kind of fundamentally at the end of the day look up to. Like, a Protestant Christianity broadly is just not that at all. So to say that is just beyond fucking comical. Like, I mean, there's no like broad sect above all sects of Christianity. I mean, and the fact that there is, like two separate heads of church when it comes to the Orthodox and the Catholics, I mean, that just shows that there is still no true overhead of of a church, because there's two of them. And even then, there's like really broadly like three, like main sects, and none of them agree on anything, for the most part, outside that like Jesus is the Son of God, basically, and that's about it. Like, I mean, so it's just like at that point, it's literally like a choose your own version of Christianity that you think, vibes and jives with you. I mean, that's pretty much about it. And most of it's just because you happen to be born on a certain plot of dirt and were like indoctrinated and conditioned into a certain, aspect of that, of a religion, whether it's Catholicism, Christianity, or Orthodox Christianity.
Address their attempt at gatekeeping Christianity in the most hilarious way possible, writing, "Making Christian music does not mean I can't suck dick no more. The two are not mutually exclusive. I am allowed to get on my knees for multiple reasons." And he's not wrong. There are plenty of LGBTQ plus people who are still religious. Some of them want to take back the religion that they were raised in, so that way it's no longer hateful. But I mean, that tweet set off a firestorm for obvious reasons. For example, Christian rapper Holy Gabbana responded on Instagram saying, quote, "If Nas X want to be gay, cool. Do you, lil bro? Just don't title yourself a Christian and make others believe it's okay for us to live in habitual/intentional sin. People deserve truth, and I stand on the word of God." Now, I just want to take a moment to...
Well, guess what? Like, Lil Nas X, may or may not believe in a different sect of Christianity. And honestly, I don't think he is Christian. I mean, he might be religious in the sense that he's like a theist or like a deist, but not like, not like a Christian. I mean, I don't really think he's that. I mean, the fact that he trolls Christians so hard makes me think that he's definitely not Christian. I mean, but he probably is at least, maybe like a deist to an extent. Like, he has his own idea of God and maybe does believe in Jesus, but just has his strict, specific interpretation about these things. Which, hey, at least he's a little bit more free thinking about it, and I could dig that at least. Like, if someone's willing to kind of create their own personal thing, of a religion, basically, and it's just like their thing, I could kind of respect that, because they're kind of at least being creative with it and doing their own shit around it instead of just like being like, I'm Christian or I'm a Muslim or something. It's like, man, it's like if you're gonna be religious, at least don't pick a lame one. Like, at least make your own or something.
Address that criticism specifically because, according to him, you can't be a Christian and live in sin simultaneously. But interestingly enough, this same individual makes a really convenient exception for himself, and you can see this in the video that he has pinned to his Twitter profile.
Christians, they'll say, hey, well, now that you're saved, will you get your face tattoos removed? No, I won't, because you're asking me.
Well, what do you mean, no? I mean, it's in the Bible where, you're not allowed to, like, pierce or, like, tattoo yourself, when it comes to body modification. Like, that is, against, the will of the Lord. It's literally in the Bible, dude. So, and your whole face is straight tatted up. So, I mean, you're going to get, evidently you're not going to get them removed, so you're going to hell. Maybe not for being a queer, but you're going to hell nonetheless.
Question, God didn't ask me himself. God didn't say, hey, before you come be my son, I want you to remove your face tattoos. Humans look at the outer appearance. God look at the heart.
Oh, well, isn't that fucking convenient? See, I'm allowed to live in sin and keep my tattoos, but Lil Nas X, he's not allowed to still live in sin. He actually has to turn away from his homosexuality if he wants to be a Christian. Except the book that you purport to love so much condemns both homosexuality and tattoos in the same goddamn section. Leviticus 19:28 reads, quote, "You shall not..."
1920. You know what? Hey, yo, Mike, let's let me join you. Mike. I got the Bible. I had to take a few set lists from shows I'm into off of that, but yeah, where's Leviticus? Where the fuck is that? You know, I always like, checking out some Bible verses. I know it's Old Testament, isn't it? Right? I think so. Lamentations. Wow, that's a weird... Oh my god, Leviticus is really early on. It's like first 100 pages. Holy shit. Okay. So 19... Wait, right? Hold on. I want to make sure I get this right.
Love so much condemns both homosexuality and tattoos in the same goddamn section. Leviticus 19:28
1928. Oh, I'm actually on the page. Perfect. So I'm on chapter 19, verse 28, right? Okay. It's actually... Okay, hold on. Well, we'll go to verse 26 instead. I am Jehovah your God. You must not eat meat with undrained blood, nor use fortune telling or witchcraft. You must not trim off your hair on your temples or clip the edges of your beard. Well... Oh, shit. I got long hair, but I've trimmed the temple specifically. Oh, shit. Well, I'm extra fucked. And my beard... Well, I got very little in the first place, so I guess I'm okay with that. I guess I'm safe. As the heathen do? Okay. You shall not cut yourselves nor put tattoo marks upon yourselves in connection with funeral rites. I am the Lord. Do not violate your daughter's sanctity by making her a prostitute, lest the land becomes full of enormous wickedness. So if the land becomes enormous with wickedness, then it's okay. Keep my Sabbath laws and reverence my tabernacle, for I am the Lord. Do not defile yourselves by consulting mediums and wizards. I am Jehovah your God. You shall give due honor and respect to the elderly in fear of God. I am Jehovah. Do not take advantage of foreigners in your land. Do not wrong them. Okay, I guess that's and that's actually kind of, okay, pretty good. They must be treated like any other citizen. Love them as yourself, for remember that you too were foreigners in the land of Egypt. I am Jehovah your God. So, okay, so like verse 33 to 34, I mean, that's based. But everything else sucks. Tabernacle, dude. What the fuck is a tabernacle, bro? It's like, what the fuck, man? The tabernacle. Ay, bro. Tabernacle, dude.
Quote, "You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor tattoo any marks on you. I am the Lord." Interesting how you just forget about that, or maybe you didn't know. Better schedule an appointment with a dermatologist to get those tattoos removed immediately so as to not live in sin, right? Because you want to be a real Christian. I mean, these same rules apply to Lil Nas X.
And also, since I did read that verse about treating the immigrant as, and the foreigner as a citizen like your own, like, it is kind of convenient that a lot of these Christians tend to be like, hey, we secure our border, get these immigrants out. It's like, even in Leviticus, being a shitty fucking book as it is within the Bible, even it says to, like, pay respect and, mind the immigrant as, like, a citizen like you. Like, so maybe you should read these fuckers need to really ought to read their Bible more, because, like, this is why I like to pull that shit up. And I also like to read a little further, ahead, too, because usually there's some other stuff and other context about things that Christians will never, ever want to, have brought up.
Do they not? It's just the hypocrisy is so overwhelming, and they don't even try to be consistent here. But on a serious note, again...
Well, Christians and religious folk in general are very known for their cherry picking.
Really don't know if Lil Nas X is actually religious. Perhaps he's not a Christian, perhaps he's spiritual in some way, but he is right that you can be both LGBTQ and religious. I am not. I'm an anti-theist, but there are plenty of queer people who are religious. But putting that aside, he at least tried to convince evangelicals regardless if he's religious himself or not, that he was sincere by posting a fake acceptance letter to Liberty University, which is hilarious. And he writes, I know Twitter hates me right now, but I want y'all to know I'm literally about to go to college for biblical studies in the fall. Not everything is a troll. Anyways, I'm a student again. Let's go. Now,
Let's go. Jay Falwell. Jerry Falwell. Wait a minute. Isn't that guy dead? Isn't his son still alive? Oh my god, dude. Lil Nas X, you're a king. Can we just make him like can we make him president? Like, I unironically would love to have a Lil Nas X presidency. Like, I mean, just make it so. I want this manifested in the universe now. I don't even give a fuck. I don't even care if he's not 35. I don't give a shit. Make him president. Like, I mean, dude. Dude, imagine him trolling world leaders as a world leader. Oh my god. I want that so bad. Oh my god. Because he'll pass some awesome legislation. He'll pass some executive orders. He'll do some cool shit. But, bruh. The trolling and the entertainment that'll come from it, though. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
This letter, it looks very legitimate, but there's one thing that should really get your attention, and that is it's signed by Jerry Falwell, who's dead. And as LGBTQ Nation explains, in reality, the current president of Liberty University is actually Dondi E. Costin, the university's founder, evangelical pastor, and anti-LGBTQ plus activist Jerry.
Oh god! Oh my god! Holy fuck! Dude, what in the hell is? Oh my god! Dude, this is like a fucking Christian bullfrog, dude. Like, this is like the African giant bullfrog, but a Christian giant bullfrog. Oh my god. Dude, holy shit. Oh my god.
Falwell Sr. died in 2007. His son, Jerry Falwell Jr., served as Liberty University's
who honestly looks way better, but still looks like a villain. She looks like... Dude, why do they look like villains? Well, they are villains.
President from 2007 to 2020, when he resigned amid a sex scandal involving himself, his wife, and a former pool boy. But on the subject of Jerry Falwell...
A pool boy? Oh my. Was this pool boy, like 18 plus, like teen status, or are we talking about like, some extra level weird, sketchy shit here? I mean, uh-oh.
Falwell Jr., he actually responded, and his response was unexpectedly reasonable. Quote, this is the real Jerry Falwell, president of Liberty University from 2007 to 2020, and that is my signature. I know this is a joke, but I wouldn't have hesitated to sign that letter for you to enroll. Don't believe all the lies that you have been told the last 3 years. No judgment at LU, only grace. Now,
wow, that... A Christian who didn't, go full troll mode? Damn.
Yep.
The woman on the left looks like a bit picked by Slytherin. Dude, she kind of does. Oh, Venom, it's a blizzard outside. Oh, we're going to get that tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a blizzard. Yeah. Dude, the winter is coming. Did you just stare at me and bark? Excuse me. Excuse me, sir? What? Got a little ears rolled back. Aw. Ears being rolled back, so cute. Oh, you look so cute when you're attentive to those ears back. Oh my goodness. Cute little thing.
Well, that's bullshit because Liberty University is an extremely religious organization that is vehemently anti-LGBTQ+. But having said that, though, it still is really weak.
I mean, can Liberty University, as a little stone light, can it just be shut the fuck down? A university, being, positioned and pushed as, a fucking college or university or whatever, as, an educational institution should not be a thing. Like, the idea of, like, these private schooling institutions, that are just strictly religious in nature just frankly, should not be a fucking thing. Like, I mean, not only should these, like, fucking religious institutions be taxed, but they should not be anywhere near fucking politics. They should not be anywhere near education. They shouldn't be anywhere near that shit. It's like, they can, keep their fucking churches and all their bullshit, as much as I would like some of that shit to be shut down anyway. In fact, fuck it. Like, if it's caught that, like, a church has, like, a pastor that's, being a pedophile or some shit, yeah, you know what? That church does get shut the fuck down. Like, and everyone who's, like, an administrator or, like, works in that church gets fucking investigated, and their shit fucking searched and shit, and we're gonna see how fucking deep that goddamn, pedal ring goes. Because, these fucking churches, got, like, full-on, like, institutions and rings and, like, child trafficking shit, basically, going on in this shit. So, yeah, actually, fuck it. Shut this shit down if it's caught that they're, fucking, diddling kids and shit. So, yeah, actually shut that shit down. So, if any pastor's caught doing that shit, then that whole church, gone. And it becomes like, a fucking, public housing, like, zone or some shit, and gets rebuilt into some, apartments or something. Like, fuck it. Like, you know what? Hey, if the fucking flock of that church, wants to, like, keep going to church, then either find a new church or start up another one. It's like, I mean, goddamn. Like, I mean, fuck these religious institutions. And fuck this Christian persecution complex. It's like, if they want one, then, let's at least have, something, to be an excuse for them to have it. We get taxed. Oh, our church gets shut down because one pastor's diddled a kid, maybe. At least then it might make sense, even though it's still stupid. You sneak by Mama's room. Hi, Venom's mom! You should have said that. That's a lot of blizzard. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, shit. Oh, that is a lot of blizzards. Don't make me crave a blizzard right now. Don't do that to me.
To see Jerry Falwell Jr., of all people, have the most normal response to Lil Nas X among all of the religious people who responded. Now, moving on, I do think that it is reasonable to deduce that Lil Nas X is being purposefully provocative for PR purposes. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that what
it's not funny
isn't art. Because it is. It's still art, and it has a significant meaning, and he can...
And trolling, in my opinion, is art as well. Like, there is an art to trolling. And Lil Nas X is, like, basically a god-tier level of the art of trolling. Like, if anything, like, Lil Nas X can, like, go literally be a professor at a fucking university at, like Yale or some shit on the class of the art of trolling. Like, I mean, and it could unironically be a legitimate class because, like, I'm not even fucking kidding you. Like, you think I am? I'm not. Like, I mean, there is honestly an art to trolling. There's the art to the troll, and Lil Nas X is nailed that shit to a T that is impeccable amongst us all. I mean, like he has nailed the art of trolling in a way that I haven't seen anyone else really truly achieve in such ways. Like, he is, like, I mean, I really truly respect Lil Nas, dude. Dude, like, I mean, he's legit, like, kind of a badass in his own right in that way. Smokeify this bowl. Nice.
This saying, the problem is y'all judge everything at face value. I've never released a visual without an underlying meaning, and y'all know that. But since I'm a troll, y'all discount my art as pissing people off. And I think that he's exactly right. Like, if you troll a lot, then sure, people aren't going to take you as seriously and not know when you're serious. But he has evidence of what he's saying. In his song Montero, he stirred up an even bigger shitstorm because of his depiction of satanic imagery. There's actually a really deep meaning to that music video. As Mikkel Street of Out Magazine explains, if you haven't been paying attention in Montero...
By the way, can I just say, like, Satan and, like, Lil Nas X in his music video, low-key, were kind of hot as fuck. Just gonna put that out there. But I mean, if anything, this is why I also like Lil Nas X. I mean, yeah, as well, because like he might be a troll, but like he actually has a reason why he trolls in a lot of ways. Like, I mean, if anything, he's just like, like critiquing like, society in a sense of like when it comes to the prudishness, this, like repression of like sexuality, this hyper Christendom of America. Like, I mean, he's making a commentary of America in a lot of ways when it comes to like his music and expressing himself in, and using it as a way to like, critique, especially the conservative element of American culture in his lens and his perspective. And like, and to me, it's pretty noticeable, at least especially with Montero and with this new song that he put out, Jay Christ, which he did release, actually. I looked it up, and when I looked it up, it was literally like 20 minutes old. And I was like, oh, yo, let me look at it. And dude, honestly, the song and the music video, fucking banging, dude. Like, it's honestly legit. Like, I mean, it's like one of my, like, when it comes to rap, like, Lil Nas X is actually one of the few artists I actually like. And, that song fucking bangs, bro. It slaps, dude. It's fucking fire. And the music video is fucking fire, too. Marilyn Manson, at least in the 90s. Far-fetched. I mean, yes, int. I say yes, int, because Marilyn Manson wasn't really like a troll. But he did, like, do very similar things as to, like, what Lil Nas X is doing to an extent. It's just that Lil Nas X is just doing it in his own way, like, with his own, artistic, touch to it, obviously. And he's not doing it with, like, the Marilyn Manson, Brian Warner touch, obviously, so the touch of it's going to be different, but, like, in a way, yeah, but, not totally, because, like, Lil Nas X doesn't make, like, full-on albums and shit like that. He makes, like, a bunch of singles, and, so, I don't know. I would say they can be analogous, to different degrees, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're, like, outright comparable. So, but far-fetched, I don't know. I guess a little bit. Lil Nansen. Lil Nansen. Do you recycle weed? Recycle weed? What, like, you mean resin? Would you listen to that crossover? Yes. Dude, if Marilyn Manson, like, was featured in a Lil Nas X song, bruh. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. When I'm done with a bowl, I will scrape it out in the ashtray for smoking after I run out. Dude, if you really want to do that, just like, okay, like if you want a tip when it comes to this, all right, hold on. I guess aside Stonlock to the Stonlock we're already on, but at least this one's for Venom really quick as a little tip. Is that healthy? Certainly not. It absolutely isn't. But in a pinch, it gets you fucked up high, gets you dummy high. So I understand it, but at least for my bowl, for example, right? Like, like, let's say this is, like, what I have on my tray, and in this bowl is all I got left, right? Like, I would be scraping the inside of the bowl, so I would just say, like, christen that bowl. Like, christen it, you know what I'm saying? Like, which, and also another thing, do you have a grinder? And I don't mean just any grinder, I mean a 3-tier grinder at the very least. Something like this. So you got, like, your grinding part, you got your regular thing, and then you have the keep catcher right below. You have something like that? Because if not, get one. Like, I'm being serious. Like, get one. Because, whenever you're grinding weed, don't touch the fucking keep catcher. Just sit on it. Because I'm not kidding. You know what? I'll even show it to you really quick. Let's do it. Let's go. If it's not, like, jammed or something. Oh, fuck. It might be jammed. Oh, it's not jammed. Okay, good. Oh, whoa, shit. Oh, sweet doggies. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. But, well, oh, shit. Okay, I might not be able to show without... Okay, hold on. Well, there you go. There you go. See? Like, I got a pretty decent amount in there. So, if you sit on it and shit like that, then, you'll certainly, definitely get dummy high. Especially if a pure keef bowl. Woo! This quarter what I was talking about. Alright. I like being functionally high. I got retarded high once and again. I was pretty sure I was close to having an out-of-body experience. That's happened to one of my friends before. It was kind of funny. Okay, I guess I have to click it from the side like that. Right. Oh, you literally like smoke one bowl and then you literally take one hit and cash it out, do you? Because, dude, there's straight up like unsmoked, well, like partially unsmoked bud in there, dude. Like straight up, like I can literally see like some partial grain left in some of these, some of the ashes. 3 or 4 hits, and you still have some. Jesus, man, what the fuck, dude? How big is that bowl? Because like okay, yeah. All right. You know what? Like, you know what? Honestly, weirdly enough, this makes me even more confident that I can outsmoke you because you don't even smoke the whole fucking hit. You don't smoke the whole bowl. Some of it's still left over when you cash that shit out. So, you know what? When I cash my shit out, there's nothing but ash. So, it's like, I mean, you're making me more confident that I could unironically outsmoke you, my dude. We'll have separate ashtrays. And we'll sift through it to see how much, like, leftovers there are in comparison, to each other. Because that'll play a fucking role. Oh, shit. Oh. Dude, I could tell that is a deep bowl. That bowl be deep. Oh, dude. Yo. Dude, dude, you just did it. I didn't even think about it when I saw this ashtray, but, dude, that's a cool fucking trick. Use that little leaf, that small leaf right there as a way to sit your bowl. So you can... Dude, that's clever, man. I like that. That's clever right there. I like that shit. I only smoke usually once a month. Yeah, that's not... Yeah, you're not really much of a stoner at that point. I mean, rarely, occasionally dabble in it like a month. Give or take, you're not really. I'm a stoner. Like, I'm straight up a stoner through and through. Like, I do it on daily. So, I mean, I'm straight up am a stoner. I can use that to say the bowl for packing. Nice. Okay, BRB. BRB, now what are you doing? Explain yourself, sir. In the meantime, back to Little Nas X.
Well, Nas X combines Greek mythology.
I have a stoner mentality because the other reason I don't smoke as often, it will be stronger to me when I do. Well, that's mainly because of a low tolerance. Like, you can build it up by just smoking more regularly. Or at least, taking THC regularly. Like with edibles or like RHO or something like that. Dabs or vapes and whatever. Exactly. Well, fair enough. I mean, I might have a pretty decent tolerance, but I can still get pretty fucking dummy high. Wow. Shocker. Everything that just dumped out of this bowl was ash. I like Venom over here. Man, fuck my state. You're back. Oh, wait, you're sending another picture? What was it? Oh. Oh, I see what you're doing here. Am I in the background? What's in the... What? Come on! Man. There we go. Hey. Oh my god, you don't even hold it in. Dude, you didn't even hold that in. Dude, if you want to not cough, you gotta hold that shit in. Like, yeah, I got a cold. Bruh, my homie in Christ. I have, like, straight up been fucking hella sick before, and I'll still stream and smoke hella bowls. And I'll suffer for that shit, holding in coughs. I mean, it's like, man, you're making me more confident because it's like, you hella cough on your bowls, you leave some of it left over when you dump it out. It's like, I mean, don't hold that shit in. That's honestly the only thing that might, get me. Is that you don't hold it in so you can smoke more and thus, not get as high with each hit because you don't hold it in. So it's like, man, oh my god. Bruh. You're making me more confident. You can totally outsmoke you. Dude, the more you say that, the more confident I feel. You better have like 2 ounces ready to go when I get there. Because we're going to have a night where we're doing it, dude. And we're going to stream it. You're going to set it up on your end. I'll set it up on my end. And we're doing it, dude. Gotta go to Spencer to get an 8th. Oh, you're about to feel pissed. Well, here, let's put a pin on it. Let's finish this video. There's 5 more minutes on it.
Biblical references to essentially tell the story of queer self-empowerment in this world. He traces an arc of being judged and condemned by society for his sexuality, eventually being killed and sent to hell. But on his way there, he reclaims his sexuality and harnesses his sexual energy in order to seduce Satan and take over hell. So from the perspective...
Hell yeah, dude.
Of a queer man who grew up being told that he'd go to hell for embracing his true self, he chose to take back the power that threat of eternal damnation had over him and embrace his true self despite the consequences. I'm going to be myself no matter what, and if I go to hell, so be it. I'll serve cunt there too. That was the message of his
Surf cunt there too. Hell yeah, dude. You know what? Like, I would actually rather be on, with Lemmy's hell. Because, like, at least, according to Lemmy, in the spirit, it's like he says, like, like hell was so fault in line, I had to make my own hell. So, I'll see you in my hell there, lads. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck yeah, dude. Because, it's just going to be nothing more than just, like, fucking epic metal music and, and shit like that. Better be free in hell than serve in heaven. Or at least how I like to say, servant in heaven, king in hell. Which is actually a song by Creator, too. Oh my god, can I open this pork bun up? Jesus! Why do they saran wrap this shit so much? Man, I love Wing and I love Mary, but oh my god, they saran wrap these fucking things to oblivion! Where is the... Oh my god, I would shred the fuck out of saran wrap if it wouldn't shred the pork bun. Where is the opening? Where is it? Look at this shit. Where's the opening? What the... Zukov, you're so patient. Well, not really. You're not actually patient at all, but... Oh my god! Give me this pork butt. Thank you. Oh my god, finally. Here. There's a little loose dough. Gonna be mission quit on. I'll make me drinking and smoke a championship. I mean, drinking, honestly, would probably be the one you might be able to get me on. When it comes to smoking, though, when it comes to smoking weed, definitely not. I'm feeling pretty confident with that. We'll have to do them on separate nights, though. We'll have to do, like, you know what? Why don't we do the drink comp on the first night? Well, maybe not first night, but, like one night, and then the next night will be the smoking night. I like that. Because, at least set a part to help, quench those hangovers. I mean, smoking weed kind of helps with that. So, trying to plan ahead with that shit.
video. Now, I don't know where he's going to go with his latest music video because at the time that I record this video, I haven't had the chance to watch it yet.
I did, and it's awesome.
Not out at the time that I filmed this on Thursday, but blasphemous imagery, especially from queer artists, is always going to be meaningful to me because for LGBTQ plus people, blasphemy is a form of rebellion. Evangelicals and anti-LGBTQ plus organizations vote and lobby against our rights and very existence, and our liberation often comes down to a fight with these same people. So when there's this fundamental disrespect for our basic humanity and basic rights, well, you can understand why the feeling is mutual and why there's this animosity between both groups. I mean, churches have taught hate for centuries, and they've forced queer people to think that we're defective and sinful for just being ourselves. And the threat of hell has been used as a form of psychological warfare, as a cudgel against us to make us feel guilty for just being who we are, being different, right? So after being told again and again that we're going to go to hell if we don't obey God and be straight and cis, openly defying God is an inherent act of rebellion for queer people. But then again, I don't know why he's using this imagery or how he's going to use it personally. But I mean, if you're a true believer, what Lil Nas X does shouldn't matter. His imagery doesn't impact your Christianity, right? It's what you do that matters to your God. But by poking the bear, Lil Nas X, he's kind of exposing the inherent nationalism behind evangelicism. It's not just...
Step through said heaven is one big party for God, and we are all guests. What if hell is just heaven, except kind of inconvenient? Like, you're healthy, but you still have to work a 9-5. Doesn't matter since you're immortal, and you also get benefits. Then your boss will generally tell a funny joke every now and often. I guess that'd be fine. Oh, I thought that said FDR, not like 4. Yeah, I was like, wait, yeah, I was honestly about to be like, wait, what are you talking about there? Because I was looking back being like, what do you mean FDR? And I was damn. Was I throwing in some rain glass there, boy?
About this personal relationship that they supposedly have with Jesus Christ, most evangelicals want to impose their beliefs and rules on all of society. They're not content to just believe it themselves. They want all of us to be indoctrinated into it as well. And Lil Nas X is able to effortlessly expose that and get them to...
Damn. Dude, he's got some fucking drip, and it's just looking fucking magnificent here, dude. And I guess he does do tours. I mean, this looks like he, shot from like a concert that he's, doing or something. Dude, I should totally see if he's like touring in Portland or somewhere near the area. Dude, I would totally watch him.
The game away. So I absolutely love and respect Lil Nas X. I think he's absolutely hilarious and brilliant. And side note, his new single may have actually been made with the most unorthodox instrument ever. So I'll leave you with that on that funny note. And yeah.
I'm Lil Nas X. And
should we go to Georgia and get Rose? Then and question mark Rose, and then get him dummy high? Sure.
This is how I make the beat to my new song. So first I went ahead and then I uploaded the part with Logic. And right here I started playing the pitch a little bit.
Oh wait, hold on. No way, what?
And then
dude. Fuck yeah.
Put the part into Logic. And right here I started playing the pitch a little bit. I tried going high. And I tried
oh my god, dude. Fart! No way, bro. Oh, yes. I love it. Oh my god. Dude, see what I mean? How he's just fucking an S-tier troll. The god tier fucking, Lord Gandalf fucking professor of trolling over here, dude. He can, dude, this is fucking, in a perspective of how he can educate us on the ability to troll, dude. Oh Oh my god, dude, I love him, dude. Make him president. Make him the fucking president of the world, dude.
What if you went like mad low, right? And then
Mad
that
low,
brought
dude.
me to this, and I was like, wait a fucking minute. And then that
Wait a
sort of
fucking
made
minute.
me go ahead and say fuck it, and I made this sped up a little bit.
Bam, 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 bam. Dude, honestly, yo, that is actually a part of the beat of the song, and I'm not even kidding, dude. Shit slaps. It unironically slaps. Wait, what am I doing here? Hold up. I want to look at that link. What's this link? Oh, you can be patient, little silly little butt. Fuck them kids. Why is Bill Gates just staring at me? Is that Bill Gates? Governor Tate Reeves' office says Mississippi won't participate in a federal summer food program for children because that's his desire to reject attempts to expand the welfare state. His welfare state, however, cites a different reason for lack of money. Because fuck them kids. Like expanding the welfare state for kids is probably one of the few things that would actually probably be, I don't know, good. Yeah, especially when it comes to family values. But I guess not in this case. Miss shut my hole, the shit state. Dude, Mississippi. Get old Mississippi. If it wasn't for Florida, Mississippi would be the fucking state we'd all make fun of.